Hi everyone, thanks for watching. On this video I'm going to go through a couple of matches from WTA Guadalajara and try and predict the winners. Before we do that, let's have a look at yesterday's matches. So Maia against Mertens. I expected Mertens to win but thought she'd make hard work of it, and she did. Start of the match, Mertens took a 2-0 lead, broken straight back. Maia then held and broke again, then held again to lead 4-2. She ended up, Maia served for the set at 5-4. She was broken to 30. They ended up in a tie-break. Maia started it well, took the first 3 points. Then Mertens took 7 of the next 8 to take the tie-break. I think Maia had probably given just about everything she had to keep that first set close. She saved 3 break points in the first game, her first service game. She was broken in the next 3. As you can see, very easy set for Mertens. She did get 1 break back, Maia. 7-6, 6-2 for Mertens. Really good match to trade. I advised laying Mertens, I think around about 1.3. She hit around 1.2 when she took the lead. And when Maia was in a position to serve for the set, we had the entry back price on Mertens. So it worked out pretty well. That's that one. The other match, not so well. Here we go. So we've got Davis against Parks. I expected a tight match. I did say that Parks needed to serve well to be competitive. She held up her side of the bargain. If we look at the stats actually before I go through that. So Parks hit 7 aces, 4 double faults, which isn't great. Actually click on the match. So 11 aces in the match, 5 double faults. First serve percentage decent at 68. 78% of first serve points won, 47% on second serve. Anything around or better than 50% is acceptable, but because the first serve percentage was pretty decent, second serve points won weren't as important. Only faced 3 break points, broken once. As for Davis, absolute nightmare. If she had played her average level, this would have been a cracking match. As it turned out, it was pretty one-sided really. So 5 double faults, 54% is too low on first serve percentages, and when you've got a low first serve percentage, your second serve points won become more important, and she was winning 29%, 7 of 24, just not good enough, and barely good enough on first serves. Broken 4 times. So let's just look how the sets went. Davis did actually take an early lead, 2-1. Broken straight back. Parks broke again for a 4-2 lead, and no more breaks to the end. She took that set 6-3. And 2 breaks of serve. Gave Parks the second, 6-2. So a little bit disappointed with that match, to say the least. Out of the 14 matches in Guadalajara, I got the correct winner in 12 of them. So I'm a bit peed off that I chose that one for the video. Never mind, that's tennis. Okay, let's take a look at today's. So we're in Guadalajara. I'm going to look at Osorio against Frech and Haddad Maia against Collins. Let's get into that one. Okay, I played twice before. Osorio leads 2-0. Last time was this month, in fact last week. On a hard court, she won in 3 sets. Also won on a hard court February 2022. That was 2 close sets in that one. Hard win percentages, pretty close, slightly better for Frech. Last season, Osorio made the second round. And Frech also made the second round, although she had to make it through the qualifying rounds. Let's take a look at the stats before we look at individual matches. So we're on hardcourt, main tour, 1 year. So Frech leads service holds, first serve points 1, second serve points 1, and predicted holds. That's a good indication. Check for slightly more recent results, 3 months. And she leads again, service holds, first serve points 1, second serve points 1, and predicted holds. They're a bit better on return. Trying to remember what language I'm speaking. Bit better on return for Osorio. Okay, so the stats on their own do strongly suggest that Frech has got a good chance. I'd say last week Osorio was the winner. She made the second round in San Diego. She retired from that one. She was being pretty competitive against Sakari. And see, in the first round, that's where she beat Frech, 3 sets. She made it through the qualifying rounds, needed 3 sets against Kayla Day. She was favourite in that one. She's not had a lot of success. She's had some injury issues this year. Second round at the Australian Open was about her best result. Look at Frech. She made it through the San Diego qualifying rounds. That's her loss against Osorio in the first round. She reached second round at the US Open. Made it through qualifying in Cleveland. Made it through qualifying in Montreal and Washington. Miami, made the third round there. Actually, she made the third round there as lucky loser. Lucky loser also in Indian Wells. Took Jabber to 3 sets. Decent performance. So most of her wins are in qualifying rounds this year. So looking at the stats and what we've seen above there, Osorio retired in her last match. Not sure how bad that is. But when they played last week, it went to 3 sets anyway. So I think Frech is going to maybe make a little adjustment, maybe helped by Osorio not being 100%. I'm going to give her the edge to win. I think it's going to be 3 sets. Trading wise, going to lay Osorio around about 1.5 and take at least some liability out at 2. That's that one. So then the other one is Haddad Maia against Collins. Okay, they haven't met before, which is a bit of a surprise. Hard win percentages, fairly even, slight edge to Collins in the last 12 months and in 2023. Last season, Haddad Maia lost to Siniakova in the first round, and Collins lost to Sakari in 3 sets in the third round. Fairly easy draw in the first 2 rounds. Okay, as before, I'm going to look at the stats before I look at the individual matches. So for 12 months, switch those off. Maia, slight lead on service holds, pretty even on return points 1. First serve points 1 favour Collins. Second serve points 1 favour Collins. And predicted holds favour Collins. So even though Maia's got a slight lead on the service hold percentage, that strongly favours Collins. If we look at 3 months, that looks like the same pattern. Even closer on service holds, slight edge to Maia, but then when you've got return stats, return points 1 favour Collins, first serve points 1, second serve points 1, and predicted holds, and actually return games 1 strongly favour Collins. So as long as they're both fit, that's got to give the edge to Collins. Have a look at the matches. Last week, Haddad Maia made the quarterfinals, lost to eventual champion Krejcikova in 2 sets. Decent win over Kostyuk and beat Fernandez. Both those in 3 sets. Second round US Open, second round Montreal. Not a great loss there actually in the US Open. Taylor Townsend beat her in straight sets. She lost to Ostapenko in 3. Jesus, lost to Raducanu. That's a big red mark against Haddad Maia. She did have, her form did go missing actually for quite a chunk of this season. She did start okay, quarterfinals in Doha, beat Kazatkina and Badosa before Badosa got injured. Semis in Abu Dhabi, beat Rybakina that week, but needed 3 sets against Putintseva and Buskova. Quarterfinals Adelaide, lost in the first round to Parizaz Diaz. Another red mark. Okay, last week Collins looked like she was maybe going to win San Diego. I did give her the edge against Krejcikova and it looked pretty good. Certainly for a set and a bit. She went a set and a break ahead. Gave up the break and the second set was pretty close, but she picked up a bit of a thigh strain. She was broken in the last game, right at the end of the second set. I think she held once in the third set, so it definitely affected her. That's obviously going to be a doubt for this week. We don't know how serious that was. She's had a few days to recover from it. It's not like she was limping or anything, but it just made the difference between mainly her service games. Played really well that week though, before that. Second round at the US Open, lost to Mertens. Mertens is pretty inconsistent. Obviously had a good win for us yesterday. Second round Cincinnati, quarterfinals in Montreal as qualifier. She's had some injury issues that she seems, other than the slight strain she picked up last week, she's certainly over the main one. So I would say as long as Collins is over the thigh strain from last week, I do favour her to win this one. Let's look at the trading notes. Okay, she starts around about 1.69. That's Collins. Looking to back her around about 2.2 to 2.3. Remove liability around about 1.65. And I do think there's a chance of 3 sets. But as long as she's healthy, favouring Collins to take it. So that's it for today. Appreciate you watching these videos, and I'll see you on the next one.